Thanks for staying here on the Joy News channel. This is Joy News Desk. The BNI has taken over investigations into alleged questionable payment at the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC. On the 21st of February 2017, Joy News intercepted documents revealing Executive Secretary Samuel Sapon directed the payment of monies meant for the commission into his account. It was also discovered that the commission paid various sums of money to some Muslim MPs during Ramadan. Now, Joy News is learning that about 20 staff of PURC have been invited, including Executive Secretary Samuel Sapon and Head of Public Affairs Nanaya Jantwa, to the BNI. Joy News' investigative journalist Kwetinati has more.
On 21st February this year, Joy News reported how monies meant for PURC accounts were paid into a private account based on the directives by the PURC Executive Secretary. It was close to 500,000 cedis. On 1st March 2017, the Energy Committee of Parliament summoned the PURC as part of the committee's own investigation into the matter. NDC MP for Asawase and member of the committee, Muntaka Mubarak, spoke about this.
The Energy Committee is one of the committees in this House that is posed to be able to invite PURC. If it requires that something extraordinary has to be done, I'm sure the Energy Committee will definitely recommend that to the House.
After the expose, Joy News is learning that the BNI has been inviting some officials of the PURC. Chairman of the PURC Union, Jabaru Mohammed, was the first to be invited by the Bureau.
Chief of Staff referred the matter to the BNI for them to take up the matter, and I was invited to speak to the petition that was sent to them. And precisely, I was asked on questions that were based on the petitions that I had signed and sent to the Chief of Staff and other related matters.
The Executive Secretary of PURC, Samuel Sapon, Head of Public Affairs, Nanaya Jantwa, and an account manager were detained by the BNI. They've been granted bail but are assisting the Bureau in investigation.
It is true that a member of ours and two management persons were detained.
Another staff who pleaded anonymity says the BNI quizzed him about his claim of financial infractions at the Commission and victimization by top officials at the utilities regulator.
Let's now speak to Jabaru Abubakar. He's the local union chairman at the PURC. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
So you,
good morning,
sure. So you were also questioned by the BNI. What exactly was the experience for you, sir?
It's also friendly because I submitted a petition to the Chief of Staff on behalf of the members, and the Chief of Staff requesting them to investigate. I needed to own the document and speak to it in general. But I was not privy to the details of some of the issues. So I had to mention individuals who were directly, linked with it and those who were affected by some of the acts. So from there, members were now invited to give the information to kind of assist in the investigation. And they have been ongoing for the past 3 weeks, almost getting to a month now.
Now, Mr. Abubakar, you confirmed to my colleague earlier that the Nanaya Jantwa as well as Mr. Samuel Sapon were detained by the BNI. How many days were they kept, sir?
From the colleague who happens to be with them, it was just for a day. It's from Friday and they were given bail on Saturday evening. Because I don't know what exactly happened, but maybe because the BNI, not until this time, I never thought they were that friendly in terms of the way they do their investigation. They were very friendly, had patience for people who go there, but they were very on point that at any point when you try to kind of tell them contrary what they expect or what they know, then that one, you will see their other side. And I guess maybe at a point they were not giving them the right information that would have resulted to they being detained. So now they have to get people to stand in and give them bail so that at any point if they need them for further investigations, they might get them. So they have to report in as time goes on. Sometimes on for my information, it was on daily basis, but I don't know now whether they have amended their reporting time.
All right, Mr. Boubacar, so you submitted the petition to the Chief of Staff. To what extent do you think this investigation by the BNI will go in addressing the issues the union has raised against the commission?
For now, we are very confident because, like I did mention, not until this time, I never thought, our security agencies are that proactive and very, very effective. Though there was some delay, but immediately it started, we saw that really there was some fast and some kind of attention that was attached to it. And no matter what had happened, they had gone, the information that we were even hearing from them or were being questioned from them, we're so surprised how they even got some of this information, because it was, for where I say, I'm not privy to a lot of like the financial issues because I don't work directly with that. But they had done their effective jobs and they had their information and doing things. So clearly, like I said, I think by this time we were expecting that since the people are now suspect, because Mr. Sapon is not in the right frame of work and mind, and we expect that he should have been asked to step aside so that we can move on effectively with our operations while the investigation is carried out.
So has this in any way affected the operations at the PURC, sir?
Yes, because like most of our planned programs, because the man doesn't, mandatory, once you are detained, you become a suspect. And with that one, he has to be reporting to the BNI. And sometimes he comes, there's maybe an hour or 30 minutes, then he has to leave. And on some occasions, he doesn't even come at all. So for now, getting him is becoming difficult, and it has affected a lot of our operations. You can see that there are a lot of mails that are for him to attend to. A lot of people want to have discussions with him with regards to their work issues. They have sent mails, and there is nothing, you can't get him to talk of. Even if you get him, he's not in the right frame of mind, because if you are being questioned day in, day out as to where this one went, and this and that, you are not in the right frame of mind. So for us, we think that the appointing authority has to just go to the issue. And like we said, let him, at least if he moves aside and they bring somebody, then we move on. It will be very effective for us. Like we almost spend a year into 6 months into a year, so 5 months. We are getting into 2. Half year is almost going. Though we do operations, but the effective one, like there are correct outages in the system, because people are supposed to be given the mandate to go out there and do investigation and gather the data, the necessary data. As of now, the people who are supposed to be doing that will not have the full complement of what they need for authority to go and do that. You can't just get up in an organization
and do anything.
And do something. Yeah,
all right. Thank you very much for your time. We'd have to end it here. Mr. Jabaru Abubakar, he's a local union chair of at the PURC.